Come on, I did it yesterday. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. That. And let's put you up around there. Sorry about all the mutterings. Still trying to get myself used to how this is different. There's that. Okay. Good morning. I guess technically good afternoon, folks. I am TanktheElder. This channel is Magic and Mayhem. At the moment, it's me, my wife, and I should both have more content together soon, but life is being life. Excuse me. And so that content is not necessarily ready to roll out just yet, but it's in the works. So let's go ahead and do this because we are playing Minecraft today, and probably most days that you see me pop up here. And so I put in the title, if you saw and clicked on that, what we're going to do today is we're going to actually sort out where the command bridge actually needs to stand out from the rest of the ship. Because if those of you who remember what Star Destroyers look like from Star Wars, it's kind of the portion that has the bridge on it is separated and forward in a little section well above the rest of the triangle of the Star Destroyer. So, alright, so we got that, and doot. Okay. So we're gonna run all the way up here to the top of the stairs. Alright, so as we can see, this was where we went out, because the very front of these is not actually square. So what we're gonna do, okay, these are our full blocks. Alright, so the very highest portion of the main portion of the ship is what I'm counting off here. So this is going to be the absolute highest of the main diamond shape, right here. So now let's do that, and oops, let's do that. We're going to build ourselves a nice little platform in among here, especially because there's a more than fair chance that the stupid flying mobs will decide they want to show up. And yeah. Alright, so this is the highest point. So let's get level with you. Then we're going to push this out. So I have not figured out how far the how far past the neck this level's going to actually need to push. But that is a problem for another day. Let's see if we can connect up to part of it. Alright, let's do that. Let's not be skimpy with torches, because this is a long enough portion that... Alright. Because that's just splatter down there. So we'll see if this was enough to take us all the way there. Nope. It's okay. I brought some more. Okay. And it did not. Okay. So now we can come across. Oh, it literally only took two. Okay. Confused myself for a moment. Alright. So now the difficulty is I'm going to have to figure out where I am putting. This, I think, will be an area that I ought to have a lift up to. So, bubble elevator, basically. Because this will end up being a place that I need to work on eventually, because all of this line will be outside of the the neck of the Star Destroyer, and thus will need a certain amount of special attention. A little shocked, but it's all good. So, and once I get this platform kind of established, we will continue pillaring up, actually, back at the center of the neck. Because that is going to give us where the bottom of the bridge actually starts as well. Okay, so I think that's good enough for now. Let's run. Might want to jump down and get some more stone. Just because. Okay, I mean, that'll give me enough. Alright. Sorry, just checking other things that are going on here. Oh. That feels dumb. Alright, so what I need is that. Boom. So now, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Alright. And now, let's get this back, because we're going to do that and that, and drop a torchy. Okay. It's funny, because that now feels way off-center, but 'tis what 'tis. I think I forgot to measure how wide it actually is now. Alright. 2 more. And then I think I'm going to make any of you that have vertigo make your stomachs lurch a little bit. So, there we go. I actually kind of appreciate that I didn't land precisely on the angles that I had to establish for this. The reason I say that is it's going to help it feel more natural, if such a thing can be said for a manufactured starship. But alright, for now, at least, this is why I honestly probably should have grabbed slabs. So, but what this is going to let me do is now I can bring up the neck to meet this, and we can have a better sense of just how big this sumbitch gonna get. Alright, so let's see, unlikely there. There we go. Now, are you all ready for some vertigo? 3, 2, 1. Banzai Daniel-san! I am going to miss being able to do that. as I continue enclosing this. Alright, did I leave anything? I did not leave anything in the butt. Okay, those all growing. Yeah, we should probably get some more cows bred soon. Okay. That's the interesting part. Because that actually would reach up. Oh, that's true. It would. It's super snug in there. I think we're gonna end up having to build the turbo lifts for the neck. I think we might have to come over along the back wall to do those, but let's go pick up some more cobble so we can keep filling in. And don't worry, I have loads of it. Okay. Well, I guess that is something I could do to make bring this all back together. Alright. Okay, because this is... Yep. Alright. We're going to start defining this box as well. Because this... So it's actually going to be 66 blocks up. So a full stack and 2 more. To get to the back of the... Yep. Alright, so 2... 1, 2, skip a few. Alright, but now as you can see, we have loads of room to be installing a mob grinder in the neck of the Star Destroyer. That's kind of been one of the things that I've wanted to get done. Let me check something real quick. Excuse me. So let's... Okay. So 88 on each side. Okay. That's an easy enough. That is easy enough to do. Alright, so this is not gonna... The line that I'm about to lay down is actually not going to be 100% accurate. So... Shoot. We will do it off... Okay, so... Off of there... I need... T4. Okay. Actually, let's make that 25. Okay, so and this is going to be one of the really interesting. Okay, so right. Boom. so this is, again, I'm gonna define basically a cubic space in terms of it's going to be strictly straight lines. But if you remember in the design of the Star Destroyer, the bridge that hangs out over the rest of it is in fact diagonal in its both the top and the bottom are come to points. It's not actually a rectangular shape. It's actually more of a diamond shape, not unlike the rest of the ship. But for the moment, for the simplicity of it, we are going to go ahead and just work off of cube forms, and then I will develop we'll develop that angle as we go. I have a feeling, just looking at the reference image that I'm working from, we will be in a position... Okay. Let's do that. So we're already 1 over... So actually I only need 22. Because we're already 1 over, and then we will skip the one that we've already laid in there. So, and I'm going to guess that the dimension I'm describing right now is going to end up being lost in my brain because words have suddenly failed me, which is not uncommon. But basically where I'm describing this is probably going to be that's what it is, about halfway between the back of the structure, which is actually going to come off of there, and the front of the Star Destroyer, or the front of the bridge at any rate. So there's that. So we're going to come and define the back end of it. I need to actually sit down and measure the front before I actually put it in. I do want to make sure that I actually get it accurate. And then we will sort out from there. Because basically then, once we get this laid in, this portion's not actually going to extend up as high as that. It is in fact sloped down a bit at a pretty severe angle. We'll see how close we get off of here. Not horribly concerned. So, but yeah, we'll have to figure out, just like I did down below with this section, we'll have to figure out what the angle for the faces are. Now, the advantage I have over this is most of it. I'm actually working with two different, if you will, flat planes to establish directions and whatnot. So we will have to see how it all comes together. And do my level best to not die. But I'm not going for extra credit on this, so this is just a normal world, normal survival rules. I do have the capacity to use creative if I absolutely need to. There are certain things that I have done that I have been attempting not to use creative very much, but I have gone ahead and done it for a few things just because I'm more concerned about getting things put together than I am. So, like, the big example I have is these shapes for the main engine housings are not particularly easy to scaffold for. Oh, jeez, and I don't have any. Better than it could have been. Alright. Come here, Spooter. I really was hoping for more knockback on that. Snicky. Snick. Snick. Aw, your string fall. Your string fall. So, now you guys can see now very clearly the terraforming project that I described a little bit yesterday. Yeah, it's there for me to be able to create some more believability to all of this. I am making the attempt, though we'll see how successful it is, to give this world the idea that there's at the very least there's some rules that govern things that make it. There's a reason that the Star Destroyer is here and, not actually up in space. Okay. That actually should be right. So let's drop another torchy. That's the part that I find kind of amusing with this. I really don't have too many fears of being up this high, and if I was in the real world, I'd be absolutely terrified. Now, part of that is I know if I fall off here, even if I splatter myself across the anything that I happen to impact, it's not actually a death. Where if I were to fall from this height into the water, I would be dead. Because water actually, because of surface tension, actually ends up being harder the faster you're going. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to have to figure out And fortunately I have enough basalt to do the elevator. Okay. So that's a big area. So like I said, I'm going to end up having to get some measurements to know how much further forward I need to go, and to determine I'm going to have to determine how thin it actually gets. Because it is actually it might even be a more gradual. That's actually, so it might actually be a full, if I've got 88, so you go 44 and 44. Might have to see how that looks. But for now, I think we're going to work on thickening this up. Partly because the more of it that's filled in that I can see what I have to work with, and I know here in this section of it, it's going to be pretty flat. Like, I might have to figure out how many blocks this actually is and take that out of the whole thing and then divide by 3 or something. Because I want there to be a noticeable break, like a noticeable angle to it. I don't want it to get too flat. But we're going to have to see how that actually works out. But part of the reason we're doing this is if I have this established, it's going to mean that there's a place up here that I can drop chests of things, bring up a couple boxes full of other resources, and start building. Like I said, I think the big one's going to end up being getting a bubble elevator going. Or to use parlance from the expanded universe novels, a turbo lift. Which I don't think is explicitly stated in any of the movies. I could be exceptionally wrong, but I don't believe they ever get... It's never actually said what the Star Wars definition of an elevator is. Or if that's just a matter of, the English call them lifts, and turbo makes it sound like it's really fast. So, but by including this, what I have done then is give myself a pretty good base to understand how much more needs to get done. Okay. That is such a shallow angle. Okay, so 88 minus 7 is 81. Okay, let's see here. Oops. 27. And then we figure out how tall it is and do the same. Okay, so let's fill in from here. Okay, so we need to come here. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do it this way. Okay, so 7 in the center. We'll do 28 because I'm going to hop up. And I will probably jump into creative to stand back from this and see if it feels right. Just to let y'all be aware. Okay, up one. I think I'm going to do both sides, then we'll jump into creative and take a step back. Alright, let's see if we have the same problem on this side. Or if I actually counted well on this side. Hop up. I wonder if my Guardian farm has done anything in the last couple of days, because I haven't been out near it. Now, the one thing I do have to say for it is I have not, since I finally boxed that in, I haven't really seen any I have not actually seen many Guardians out and about, so I think that at least did what I wanted it to, which was get them mostly contained so that I can work without the additional hassle of, hey, here's a bunch of guardians trying to eat your face, or laser eye your face, or whatever you wish to say. Okay. Okay, so now let's pop into creative. So that we can get far enough away to start getting a read. I think that's gonna work. I really do. It's amazing how that feels like it's still too tiny. This is a big ship. Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to hate myself a little bit for doing it, but I did go into creative, so let's do this at least, because that will let me know if... It'll really let me know if that's giving the right vibe. So if so, then I'll go back to the back and do the same. Angle back there. And then we can actually get rid of the rest of this box. Okay, now let's fly out a little bit here. I think so. If anything, I'm going to have to extend it out a little further. But I think that might be the answer there. Goodness gravies. That part feels off. I almost feel like that should be taller. That's such... So, because that needs to be there. This all I can come back in and reclaim. That is kind of funny to me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how tall. Okay. Yeah, looking at all my stuff, I know I measured it right, and if anything, made it oversized. So might have enough. Alright, so we're going to come in here and do the same thing. Okay, so now second, I'm going to do a thing. Am I not? There we go. Then we'll just go through and break out the box. Then I'll have to figure out how tall everything is at another point. So, and that's going to... Really? Oh, that'd be slightly terrifying. A creeper riding a spider. That would be terrifying. Okay. Just making sure they didn't want to come try and eat my face. I don't get that one. Separated them out, made everything even smaller, and it's like, oh, you don't want these ones. What the hell are you talking about? Specifically counted them out so they were counted out. Idiot. I'm going to guess that my iron farm is not doing a whole lot these days. I think the whole time that I've been looking down at it, it's been going, I'm good. You're good, but you ain't doing anything. And if you don't do anything, I can't make my engines look pretty. Okay. So I think let's start getting this lit up. Okay. So let's jump into creative one more time. And we're gonna go knock this out. Actually, I probably should have left that one. There. Pop. Which is more annoying to you guys? Click, 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 click. Or the slower rate of how long the game will let you. Takes to reset everything. Okay. So, right now we need to come out here and get this side. And then we will once more go back, take a look at it, make sure that's still looking as pretty as I think it does. And we will go from there. So, but yeah, I have a lot of space here to build some really fun mob grinding apparatus. And because I believe I'm far enough up, I don't actually have to worry about lighting caves up to keep my generation actually at decent levels for the chunks. Okay, we'll do that just to make it look more connected. And fly out here real nice and fast. And right around here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sure, you betcha. I like it. I like it a lot. So I guess the next step is going to be, we're actually going to come here, and this is going to be, yes, this will be good. Guess what I'm going to put right here, right there. We'll have to go up quite a ways, so I better grab the things. Okay, you can go there like that. Was it you that I stole them from? I do not remember. Yeah. Have these back. Okay. Okay. So I will need soul sand. And magma cubes. Or magma. Okay. Lots of deep slate. And I did this. Let me come. I want to make sure I get the right. Okay, so that is polished deep slate. Okay. I thought I did something fairly innocuous. But just to be sure. Alright, so here we go. We will get polished deep slate. Polished deep slate. On va tout. On va tout. I will do that just because. I do have to admit, I am most happy that they let us, that you actually get a better recipe for stairs using the stone cutter. Okay. Oops. I know where I'm looking. Oh, that's right. I don't know where I'm looking because I changed things up. We're just going to go ahead and do all of them. Because I think it's just going to be easier at the moment to get all of this done. Like, build it and then worry about the mechanics of it. Alrighty. So, burn through some torches there. Alright. So, we're going to come... Let's, because it's going to start forcing us to actually use the stuff we've made. Okay. So. Alright. Because we now need shit. Okay, so I'm gonna do up. Okay. So now we'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Wrong one. Oh, that's why. My apologies. Alright. A little too far. Because we will do the same thing that we did with those. One will be bubble elevator up, one will be bubble elevator down. Granted, I probably could just... Well, I guess if I did that, I would lose the air. So, yeah, that wouldn't be the best notion. Because once I've established the body of this, getting the rest of things... That's gonna be a climb. That's what we're here for, right, folks? Alright. But this, I feel like, is a very good way to handle certain elements of this. One thing I'm considering changing, looking at those, to keep it a little more mysterious, I might go ahead and do light gray glass. The reason being, I don't feel like it's especially aesthetically pleasing to have, like, even with this being the faithful 64 by 64 resource pack, I don't feel like the generic glass texture, for all that, yes, you can see out, the concern I have is not so much that I can see out, because that's not especially a concern, but having the, I think probably light gray. I think having that is going to end up as a better look for, you know, an Imperial built internal system. So probably should go ahead and cut that one off too, just to prevent leaving spawnable areas where I don't want spawnable areas. Because that is one of the things I'm attempting to negate as best I can in this. Just because, for all that I might go a little bit crazy later on, in an effort to give the world a little lore reason for why this Star Destroyer is parked here on a planet, and set some TNT in places to blow up bits of it. That will have much more to do with making that choice actively than just having random creeper explosions and not patching them. And now we have a freestone, which the nice thing is I can come back and I can start building this wall up higher too, because I will know exactly how far up I can take it. Which really is the... I think that was one too high. Maybe not. That was just... Okay, so it was... Even when I'm not thinking right, my muscle memory's going, no, it's still one more, silly man. But, okay, so... we will keep it going. And no... shoot. Oh, well. But, yeah, as you can see, just based on how high this is getting, it's gonna be... There's a very good reason to have a bubble elevator running in this sucker. Because, yeah, one of the things I think I'm gonna do is go collect some of the boxes I have, start bringing up materials to build up here in the command tower, and it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to make those trips and not make it overly boring, for all that it's still inventory negotiation. It'll go just that much smoother as if I'm not spending the 5+ minutes Well, I don't think it would be that long, but even a minute round trip is going to add up as I'm trying to move things. So, I think if we do this, this will assuage my I want to get something accomplished today. Before I go. Because the only thing that I will probably have to worry about, I will probably creative mode for bone meal. Thus far, I've not had a chance to collect much by way of bones. Lord of bones, eh? Okay. Oh. Oh, no. No, we're good. We're good. It's just like, oh, am I going to have to... Did I get this outside? I mean, as kind of interesting as it might be to be on a starship and then suddenly find yourself... Oh. Well then. I thought I had a bunch of extra. I did not have nearly enough. It makes sense. I didn't have enough. Alright. Let's refill. I think we're going to grab one more stack. Just in case. I think we'll be fine on the basalt. But in case I'm not, let's do that. Alright. That's why I couldn't get any more into my inventory. I used it all. This is just going to be something I'm going to have to remember as I'm going through this. Like, it takes an awful lot to build that tall. I mean, considering that this is 66 blocks high times 4, no, times 6, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Alright, but whew, that is a significantly easier trip to stomach than some of the others. For now, we will take it up to... We'll take it up to this floor, and then we will... Okay. After that, we will decide. Because I can basically build a... an extension, or I can build off the back of this to add something that'll go from that level up to what I decide to call the bridge level. If you remember from the movies, the bridges for these, or for the Star Destroyers, are actually like midway through the section that I just defined, like the underneath of this. If that made sense. I hope it did. Some days I'm not entirely certain how well I am actually communicating. But that's okay. So, and I do this as a 4x4. I recognize I could make it go a lot simpler if I were to just do do them as ones. But I've found, because the first one that I built is actually extremely... It is a one wide. It feels quite claustrophobic to use. And, like, for all that, no, you're not stuck in it for very long. You are stuck in it long enough that I don't care for it. I don't think replacing one of the sections with glass is going to do that much to alleviate that claustrophobic feeling. So, in lieu of that, we do these 2x2s, and it'll be what it is. But yeah, I do appreciate I'm glad I figured something out that I like. It feels a little bit off. I think part of that is just that there's so little that I'm building thus far in the Star Destroyer that it is very dark comparatively. And so it feels more out of place than I intended. But it still gets the point across. So, but yeah, I feel like, because if you remember, the turbo lift is at least big enough for Han, Luke, and Chewie to stand inside and it not feel like they're, like, in each other in any significant way. Sorry, I got an ice cube. Ye oldie glug glug. And I like my water ice cold. So, but yeah, we have this. Like I said, at this point, unfortunately, like, I've been killing skeletons. And all, but but even with that, I've not, because I don't have a skelly farm of any flavor, wither or regular, so I don't have a steady supply of bone meal. And I'd rather just get the I'd rather actually just get the elevators built today. Or at least the up elevator. Because if I do that, that links a lot of things together. Gives me, like I said, at this point now, I know I can fill in all of this area out to here. Or actually, what I really can do is drop a line there. Yeah. So I'm going to have to keep it in mind as I go. But basically, I can tower up to some of this, and it'll be fine. Oops, that is the wrong... That's the wrong material, mister. Mr. Man, you do the wrong materials. Okay. At least we're getting pretty close. I'll have to go grab the map and see what actually shows up now. Because that is one thing that I'm... The default maps and the default map textures, it's nice, but in something like this where there are a lot of elevation changes, but I'm using a lot of the same stone, it just becomes monochromatic and monolithic. And I don't care for that as much. But let's face it, what other color would you choose for a Star Destroyer than, like, the grays from stone? Unless you were doing something like, hey, maybe let's go ahead and do a Super Star Destroyer, which would be even more insane, because the standard Star Destroyer already doesn't fit into a Minecraft world. It is in fact too tall, even going, because it would be 500 blocks tall, or 450 or something like that. And so even with taking into account going the whole way to bedrock, and from bedrock going to build height, you're still short. And I didn't want to be that short, so I downscaled it to a victory class, which for any of you who care to keep score of things like this, supposedly the style of Star Destroyer that Vader is using when he captures Princess Leia in A New Hope. I don't know if they've changed that with things that have happened in universe since the original trilogy. Or if they've just kind of left that be as it is. Okay, well, that's good to know. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Come here, you little cretins. Hey, the fact that I've built this much and you guys are only now showing up means that I'm actually pretty well set to handle you jerk faces. And we'll see how long it is till the next batch gets in here. I guess that one could have stayed, but... Alright. So we keep our ears peeled. Now they have me jumping. More because I'd rather not go splat. Okay. 1, 2, 3. But it is what it is. We're building pretty things. Give you the bonk. Yes, I give you the bonk. Once over. Actually, for now, to keep these. That will not work with it. I need to go up one. Okay, so now we can do that. Alright, well, If you got vertigo... The only thing I was really concerned there was if they were going to knock me off before I got the running start. Sorry. Need a glug glug real quick. So named for the fact that it goes glug 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 as we get things squared away. Alright, so now I need let's throw y'all in there. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. 2, 3, 4 of you. Don't need anything else there. We need the kelpies. I have not. I've been getting a little too invested in selling water buckets to the friendly traveling sales villager. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a full bucket. The full bucket, cause yeah. Alright. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 10. Now that's 7, because I'm not paying attention. Okay. So, whoops-a-daisy. Whoosh. Okay. So, oh hey, pick you guys up. Okay, so we need to pop y'all out. I mean, this will work as well as anything. I'll do the same thing on this side. Okay. Alright. Because this here's a long flight. Okay. So, let's take you and you. Alright, so if I do this, right, we got that. We got that. Nope. retrieve. Okay. This is where we make the decisions. Let's... Okay. Oops, those can go back in here. Basalt. I know what I'm doing. It's my inventory. Okay. I might... Let's see. I do have those. So I think... Oh. Actually, let's keep the bone meal on. We'll do some legitimate bone meal. Right. So then I need... That's... I'm making the impressive shovel. That's gray. Wait a minute. Yes. Certainly gonna be a lot more. So oh, not yet, not yet. I kind of know what I'm doing. Nom 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 nom. Steakums. Okay. Well, we're gonna do this one, and then we might go in cheaty mode, because this is tall. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. So there's that. Because that still gives place to get in and out. Yeah. Okay. And basalt is. Okay, so let me. Oh, Well, now I feel ridiculous. Okay. Let's get rid of you guy. Ingredient. Boom. Just want to make sure it got the whole way up. It still did not. Okay. My God. But this is why we jumped into creative for this. As I said, as you saw, I legitimately used the bone meal I had, or the vast majority of it, to get this to do its thing for the stained glass, and yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna finish building this, and then it will be time for me to go ahead and get moving again. And we'll just have to go from there. I'm still working to sort out what I want my schedules to look like here on YouTube. And with my wife and I trying to figure out some things about both our child care and making sure that we actually have money coming in. I'm not 100% sure what this is going to look like. So, I'm hoping that... Okay. So, wait, how did you... What did you... What? Oh my God. That is what the fuck? Oh, that is why we did not do that. Okay, so pop. What? Okay, and we do the same here. That is why we did the. Boom. Okay. Now we need come back to this to eliminate that. What? Why does it work downstairs but not on this? Okay, let's go look. This is ridiculous. That is why. Okay. Right, and these are full blocks, not slabs. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Close that off. That's what we need. Okay. Okay. That's done. Now let's drop down here. Catch ourselves. Boom. Okay. Still coming down. And enough. Fool of a took. Done one in. Okay. So let's not waste good glass. That was dumb. You are good. So do that and that and that. And so sand. Okay. And whee! That is a very big... Oh, Skittles. Right. Okay. Okay, so let's... Okay. Let's just do that then. Yeah, I kind of forgot that it'll do that if you're not wise about it. So this should then... That tells you just how tall this thing is. I am very glad we put an elevator. We put an elevator in there. So... Alright, folks, I'm going to go ahead and we'll do that and this. So, thank you for dealing with all of this today. I am hoping that many days of the week I will be able to do about a 2 or more hour stream. Like I said, there's going to be some conversations with my wife about our situations, what we need, how we intend to confront them. But yeah, we should be getting more videos up here pretty soon. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. This is Magic and Mayhem. I am TanktheElder. And I will catch you guys all in the